First of all, what you need to understand is this is both an infrared and an ultraviolet light, okay? However, infrared is called heat on this lamp, and ultraviolet is called sun, okay? So keep that in mind. Don't put it to sun. We'll look at how that works a little bit later on the semester. Then we have to hit the start button. We have a timer, but you can either have this on all the time and then just set a timer and shut it off, or if you want it on the timer, then you turn it on the timer. Okay? But easier to just do this and have your timer on the side then. Okay. All right. So when you remember, I said you need to measure the distance. So this has this little protective cage around it. It's okay to measure from the edge of the cage as long as it's consistent, and document that you measured from that as opposed from, these are the two that will get hot, the gray ones, as opposed to from the bulb itself. And then you don't have to get your hand up there and do all that kind of stuff. Okay? Questions so far? Before starting, read instructions. Okay. All right, so Pauline's going to go ahead and lay on her stomach over there, and we'll do her back. All right. So, some places also tell you to use a towel to cover the skin, the tissue that you're going to be heating up, because you're going to sweat, and this way the towel absorbs the moisture. Otherwise, the sweat stays on there and absorbs the heat and, you know, sizzles and fire up a little bit. So some places say you should, and some places say that you don't, because then not as much of the energy is coming through. We'll use the towel. And I'm going to bring your, got metal in your pants too. I'm going to bring them down a little bit. Okay, so cover that up. So the other thing with this infrared lamp as well as the energy spreads. Okay, it's not only straight down. So she might be feeling it elsewhere as well. All right, so get that over. Can you scoot towards me a little bit? A little bit more.
Oh my God.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so remember the energy needs to be perpendicular to the tissue. So we're going to have this straight up and down. Don't over tighten them so that you need Christian to come and fix it for you. Does that look parallel? The light will be parallel, but the energy will be perpendicular. How does that look from that end?
Looks good.
Looks good? All right. So let's measure. What did I say a typical distance was?
20 inches.
Around 20 inches. Okay, so we are at 14. Okay. So remember, you can add a few inches because it's higher up. We'll go. That makes it about 18. We'll try it there. Okay. All right. So I am going to put it on the heat side, and I'm going to have it start. It will take a couple minutes to heat up. There are some lamps that have like a protective cover so that you can close it and let it heat up and then open it when it's fully heated up. Some places will just drape a towel around it, again, so we don't get a lot of radiation, people looking at it. I'm not a fan of the towel, cause I don't wanna start a fire. So, can you smell the heat? It's starting? No? You can put your hand under there, you can feel it's starting to warm up. You okay? Mhm. Okay, we're staring at Pauline now. Let me know, Pauline, when you start to feel it.
Yeah. It's because you're sneezing all the time.
Okay, so guys, come on up here, you can put your hand under there, feel the heat. Feel it?
Oh, that's not that bad. Oh, yeah. You can smell it now?
Probably dusty. You have your necklace, right, Emmanuel?
Oh, yeah, I have it.
All right, so what was the time on this one after it's all the way heated up to?
15 to 20.
15 to 20. How you doing there? Getting warm? Uncomfortable? So the other thing I noticed is she has the ring in her nose. So I might say, maybe turn your head, or if you feel that start to get hot, let me know. Turn your head away from the heating device. How are we doing? Is it getting warmer?
Yeah, you feel it.
Okay, uncomfortable? All right, we'll cook her for a little while. This is something that you might see if you do it too long or too hot. You might see that model there, Athema, that I talked about. I said I was going to try to get somebody there. This is usually the place where I get somebody there, but we'll see if we have time to cook her that far. Please don't use the word cook with your patients or in your lab practicals or in your documentation.
Is it commonly used?
It pretty much has fallen out of favor. They might use it probably more in like dermatology places for treatments. And also remember, it only penetrates millimeters, so it's very, very, very superficial. But I think finally now with the new test, I think it might no longer be on the licensure exam test, because therapists would say, well, we really